It is a very special episode of this podcast. We are transitioning from the Red Pride Thundercast to now just the Thundercast. As you know, I graduated, so I'm not covering all the Plainfield sports. I will still be covering Plainfield at, well, yeah, of course, because I'm a former Quaker. But this also is a very special podcast for a reason, because this marks the first time since last year I was in broadcasting that this podcast was on YouTube. And this time it is the audio version on YouTube. This should be fun. Let's dive right into this Red Pride Thundercast, or should I say the Thundercast. In this week we have some great news. The winter sports are here. Sectional championships are here. And the volleyball state championships as well. I would be covering the volleyball state championships if this one team wasn't in it. But yeah, we have some great topics ahead. Let's talk about the winter sports. Girls basketball is starting up. Plainfield plays at McCutcheon tomorrow. That's going to be it. No, Plainfield plays at McCutcheon today. Today is Wednesday, and it's going to be a great game. And then in a couple of days, Friday night, we have the boys sectional titles for football. And then let's dive right into these state championships for volleyball. At 11 a.m. at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, it's a class of 1A state championship. Faith Christian versus Trinity Lutheran. At 1:30, the class of 2A state championship. It's Fort Wayne Dwenger versus Roncalli. Uh, uh, that's 3A at 4:30. At 1:30, it's Benton Central and Bar Reeve. And then at 7 p.m., it is the number 7 in the nation, 36 and nothing Carroll from Fort Wayne. And listen to this, for the first time in program history, Plainfield girls volleyball is on to the state championship for volleyball. Yes, that's right. They are in the state championship Marley, led by Marley Van Wanzel, Savannah Brock. We also have Andrea Rack and Charlie Groniger. We have some great players on that team. They had to get through 5 sets versus the powerhouse Yorktown. Plainfield once again showed up, and they were once again the dangerous team in 4A South. And a huge shout out to them making the state finals. And now, time for the moment we all have been waiting for. It's time to cover football. Football is interesting. We saw some crazy games last week. Miles McLaughlin breaking the Indiana rushing record, and he got put on notice by the Derrick Henry from the Baltimore Ravens. But something else to talk about too. We had some great games. We had an immaculate fumble for the win at Lawrence North. The upset happened. Lawrence Central wins, and they have beaten Lawrence North. Then of course in that same sectional we had a blowout, but we had a fight. Decatur Central, they and North Central got into a fight after DC picked the ball off, and then what ended up happening was North Central started to throw punches. North Central wanted to forfeit. Not their admin, but their coach. So their coach told the team, "Hey, go back into the locker room." So people thought that was the final. But then the admin were talking, and apparently that's against the IHSA rules. And if they had forfeited, Decatur Central, who was at the time up 42-7, would have actually been eliminated, and I think North Central would have advanced. I don't know. I don't know how that works. And then Decatur just held on to win 42-21. And then in class of 5A, we saw Cathedral uh, completely annihilate Anderson. I think 68-0, and then New Pal 42-7 final score versus Plainfield at Plainfield. I mean, a lot of people have said that's not shocking. And now it's time for this week's predictions. This week we have some great games. We have some great 6A and 5A matchups, and as you're gonna hear, I have upsets. Happening this week. Let's start with Westfield and Carmel. That's my That's game number 1 so far, not the game of the week. Game number 1, Westfield Carmel. If Westfield's defense can hold on, I can see Westfield doing this. I have Westfield beating Carmel in an upset, 23-20. Then, in the second edition of the Mudsock Classic, it's HSC and Fishers. I have HSC upsetting Fishers in this one, 21-17. Then in the next one, it's the Avon Orioles and Brownsburg Bulldogs. This game is going to be good. Avon played Brownsburg tough, but I do think the tournament Avon, not the tournament Avon, but the tournament Brownsburg is still there. I have Brownsburg winning it 43-39. Then in the next game is another upset I have, and a lot of you won't agree with this. I have Decatur Central going. I have Decatur Central going to LC and coming out with the win. Yes, that's right. I have DC winning this one, 28-27, and that's gonna be a good game though. And yeah, then we have Southport and Warren Central. Oh, yeah, that's not even a question. I have Warren Central winning it 47-6. Then it's Center Grove and Franklin Central. Hang on a second. Yeah, the next game is Center Grove Franklin Central. I have Center Grove winning this one 52-23. Franklin Central did get better, but I still have Franklin Central still getting killed. Then in the next one, it is the game of the week. Everybody has been waiting for this matchup. It is the defending 5A state champs when the last time they were in 5A. The Cathedral Fighting Irish going no, not Fighting Irish, but the Cathedral Irish going up against the New Palestine Dragons, the defending Class of 4A state champs. New Pal, they showed up against number 10 Plainfield last week, and we all saw how New Pal was able to annihilate them. I mean, New Pal was really good. I have New Pal winning this one 31-28. Then in the next game, we have East Central and Whiteland. Ever since East Central got to 5A, people are saying East Central is really good and they have a chance to win the state championship. No. East Central barely lost to Decatur. East Central barely lost to DC last year. Barely beat Franklin last week, and they are going up against Whiteland, who is a really good squad. I have Whiteland winning this one 32-26. Then in the next game, it's Bloomington North and Bloomington South. Not even a question. I have Bloomington South winning this one 45-7. Then in the next game, it's Yorktown and Pendleton. I have Pendleton winning 24-12. Then it's Roncalli and Bishop Chittard. I have Chittard winning this one by 4, 36-22. Only reason, it's at Chittard. Then in the next one, it's Mishawaka Marion and Knox. Knox with Miles McLaughlin. People had Griffith winning last week, but Miles McLaughlin and Knox annihilated them 50-35, the final score. I have Knox winning this one 50-21. Then in the next one, it's Western and Twin Lakes at Western. I have Western winning this one in a very close matchup by 1 point, 21-20. Then in the next game, it's Gearin Catholic and Cascade. I have Cascade winning this 43-19, and then in the last game, it is a rematch from their sectional. Not from their sectional, but from their conference, and now in their sectional. And this time it's at the different place. It's Sullivan in Linton. Well, let's do second time's a charm. I have Sullivan over Linton 23-22. I'm probably going to get that one wrong very badly. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all those predictions, and I can't wait to see what the games are this week. And we will be back to you next week, next Wednesday, talking about Plainfield girls volleyball and how they did, how they did like in game 1 versus McCutcheon, and of course game 2 versus Brownsburg, because Plainfield Brownsburg plays next week, and that's gonna be a good game. We will also talk about the state finals for volleyball, and of course go over the regional championships. And that will do it, folks. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Red Pride Thundercast.